What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
The heaviest things in life aren't iron and gold, but unmade decisions. The reason you are stressed is that you have decisions to make and you're not making them.
What I've learned is to always keep going. Always. And I've come to find out is that, no matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready.
Confidence, at the heart of confidence, is action. It's the willingness to try. And all you need is to know that if you try, you're not going to die. You're just going to learn something. And when you learn something, it removes a little bit of the insecurity so that it makes it slightly easier to try again.
When you feel the highest pressure, the highest stress, and the highest anxiety when you're in the pursuit of something greater, it's a good indication that you're actually on the right path. It's a position that you want to actually be in, because once you push through this time of extreme stress, pressure, and anxiety, on the other side is the fucking promised land that you've been looking for.
You have to believe that this moment is preparing you for something amazing that hasn't happened yet. Keep going. I repeated that over and over and over and over and over again as I wanted to throw in the towel, as I would start to bash myself, as I would start to feel sorry for myself and be like, nope, there's just no way I'm going to believe that something amazing isn't going to happen. I've worked too hard. Something amazing that hasn't happened is coming.
You got to keep working. Your time's going to come. Trust me. You got to work. Your time is going to happen. You're here for a reason, but you got to be ready, because if you're not, it's on you.
I have a saying, interested people watch obsessed people change the world. You can't be interested and you can't be obsessed. Interested is a hobby. Kobe Bryant was not interested in winning championships. He was obsessed. And obsession comes in the small details that nobody pays attention to.
And whatever you do, it's not about the outcome. But in whatever you do, you have to work. And whatever you do, it's going to be sacrifice. And whatever you do, you have to be committed. And whatever you do, you have to compete, right? And whatever you do, you build that through whatever you do, and you honor that.
This life is relentless. You better keep coming back from all your failures, all your doubts. You better keep fighting, keep getting up. If you've been broken once, you know how that shit feels. That means try and break me again. One thing in life, suffering has no expiration date. It will keep coming after you.
I now see anything is possible, and that you could train for anything. There's nothing you can't do. You can't be the best in the world at something, but you can be a lot better than you are at anything you want to put the time into learning. Whatever it is, you could do anything. And that's a great. Even more so, I now know anything is possible at any time. Just if you have to do the work.
So, here you are in a valley, looking up at that seemingly impossible mountain you want so badly to scale, wondering whether you can do it, wondering whether it's even possible to make that climb. Maybe you don't feel like you know enough to even start, or maybe you don't feel like you have the right equipment, or the right support, or enough experience, or enough will for that matter. Maybe you're tempted to tell yourself again that you'll start tomorrow. Here's the thing. Tomorrow is going to come. There's no question about that. Tomorrow will, without a doubt, dawn as it always has. And the worst, the saddest thing that could possibly happen is for you to be in the same place tomorrow as you are today. When tomorrow comes, you'll either be in the same spot you are right now, right here, or you will have taken a step.
Stay down too long. Don't you waste your life in them dark rooms by yourself. Don't do it.
Success comes from taking chances. Taking chances involves failure. It keeps you alert. It keeps you from being complacent. It keeps you from being soft mentally and emotionally.
You can never lose faith. That's the key. You have to believe in something that you can't see. You have to believe when you don't see no way how. You have to buckle down and keep believing.
You got to find your why, and your why is what's going to start you. And so for a lot of you, you're not doing nothing because you don't have any purpose right now. You don't have a sense of purpose. You're not waking up for nobody. And I need you to get that engine. I need that drive.
Every one of my successes is stacked on top of failures. Failure is just another peg in the ladder for me to go higher. And some of you in this room today, you need to change your mind because some of you are thinking about giving up because you're in a season of failure. But just because you failed doesn't mean that God doesn't have a bright future in store for you. It is always too soon to quit.
You've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. And dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen and become a reality. I believe that sincerely, and I'll die on that thought.
Judge yourself by your actions, not by your thoughts. I became significantly less disappointed in myself when I started judging myself only on the actions I took, not the thoughts I had.
Good times create weak people. Weak people create bad times. Bad times create strong people. Strong people create good times.
I know it's tough. Life is not free of hurdles. How you deal with it makes you so much stronger. So my message is, we help each other. The harder it gets, the more we stick together. You are never alone. And I know there will be difficulties, and I know it will be hard, and everything will feel like I can't anymore. In that moment, go for it, be brave, don't give up. Keep going.
Don't really let anybody take away that dream from you. Nurture it. Water it like you water the flowers. Even if you find only one person in this world that will accept, embrace, and support your dreams, find that person and dream big, because you can make it.
You will at some point fall. And when you do, I want you to know this. Remember this. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. Now, when you're down there in the hole, it looks like failure. And when you're down in the hole, when that moment comes, it's really okay to feel bad for a little while. Give yourself time to mourn what you think you may have lost. But then, here's the key. Learn from every mistake.
Go on the journey by yourself. It is the best journey, man. Leveling up, becoming the best version of yourself is the most awesomest journey you will ever go on. But it's a journey that you will probably go on by yourself. Most people will not understand the level of obsession required. They will not understand the level of drive and determination that it takes for you to become that person.
Passion, action, noble intention creates progress.
what you want to do, what's your purpose. We can't figure our purpose out or why we're here or why we're even born or whatever because it's so loud in our mind. We don't have any quiet time with ourselves to sit back and say, what do I really want? There's so many different dialogues in our head that we can't think. So my biggest thing is you have to be alone in a very dark place in your mind to think about what is important to you.
Find out what you're good at, what you have an aptitude for. Do you like history? Do you like math? Do you like artwork? Do you like music? You find out what you have a natural inclination towards. You find out what you're good at. And then you figure out how to help other people with that thing that you're good at. And once you figure that out, that's purpose.
The key to being successful in life is knowing what you want to do. Once you know who you are and you know exactly what it is you want to do, you get up every day and you grind until you get it.
Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes happen to everybody. Everybody makes a mistake. You're not special because you make a mistake. There's no big deal to making a mistake. It's all in the recovery. It's all in the recovery. Most people don't recover from a mistake. If you want to differentiate yourself, get the blessing of the lesson, get up and move on.
If life was nothing but green lights and we didn't have yellows and reds, things that make us pause, hardships, crises, times for introspection, then what the hell would it all be for? We need the yellows and the reds. That's how we evolve. That's how hopefully there's some ascension to our being. That's how we give some credit to time and growing older. If we were the same person today that we were 20 years ago, then what the hell are we doing?
"10 years from now, you will surely become someone. The big question is, who? What are you becoming? What do you want to do economically? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What would you like to have? What would you like to share? How far would you like to go?" Those are some major questions to ask. And if you go to work on it now, sure enough, in a very short period of time, you can take on a new direction to become the kind of person you want to be.
Look, bro, it's hard. You're going to have days where you don't want to do anything. You're going to have days where getting out of bed is the hardest motherfucking thing you ever did in your life. You got to get the fuck up and you got to get in the fucking fight. Even if you have to crawl through it, you've got to get up and do it. Because the minute you lay down, that got you forever, bro, and you can't get out of it.
There will be a time in your life when you're pursuing that dream, that goal, that life's ambition. There will be a moment when life will throw everything it can at you, and it will give you every valid reason to quit, every reason to give up on it. It's too ambitious. Just stop. Leave this behind. Get back to normal life. And that's the thing. The reasons will be extremely valid, and you'll say that makes sense. But what I want to ask you is this: what if you didn't quit?
What allows us to endure? What allows us to keep going? Well, quitting is a mental thing, not a physical thing. The reason we quit is rarely because our body quits. Our mind quits.
Man, just don't sink the ship right now. Just keep your head above water. Maintain, just try and hold on.
Life's going to be weird for you. You're going to experience some pain. But eventually, if you stick it out and do something big, we're all going to read about it. It's going to find out about your story because people like you, don't know how to stop.
Yeah, it's crazy to sometimes think like, I'm going to see what happens when I decide that I am qualified. What happens when I decide for myself that I'm going to do something different? My brain can feel a certain way, but it's not going to choose how I behave all the time.
Nobody's the expert at the beginning of their journey. The hardest thing to do is to start on any journey, because that's where the highest amount of struggle is. That's where our experience and our momentum and our success is at its lowest.
that working hard doesn't make progress is one of the biggest farces that exists in humanity, because at the end of the day, whatever you amount to isn't going to matter anyways, right? And so if there is anything that's eternal for us, at least as individuals, it's going to be who we become in the process. And so one of my favorite quotes is, the work works on you more than you work on it. And so if you want to be the best in the world at something, you do the work to become the best in the world, and the work works on you.
You don't have as much time as you think you have. So if you really want to do something great, wake the fuck up. Most people are underestimating the amount of effort that it's going to take to get the life they want.
When the going gets tough, quitting should never be an option. In every project, there's escape hatches. And if you don't bolt them closed when the going gets tough, boom, away you go. But don't quit because you're tired of paying the price. If you pay the price, the reward is going to be that much sweeter.
What if, despite the valid reasons that were thrown at you by family, by friends, by life, despite the reasons that were thrown at you, what if you pushed through them? What if you actually got to the other side of those valid challenges, of those reasons to quit? What if you could stand on the other side of that mountain, look at the next generation, your kids, your community, your friends, and say, look at what I overcame, you can too. What kind of impact and change can you have if you don't quit?
We all have days where we don't feel like doing what we need to do. We all have days we struggle. We all have days that we dread getting out of bed. And when you feel yourself feeling this way, I want you to think about what the monster is. We are not doing something that needs to be done. That's the monster. The longer we allow that monster to live in our brains and our minds, the bigger and stronger it gets. You will live a life of anxiety, of fear, of confusion, of frustration if you don't make a habit of slaying the monster.
Showing up is none of the battle. People want to get a medal for doing the easy things. People show up every single day. People show up every single day and are dealing with circumstances that are beyond your imagination. They still show up. If you think showing up is winning, you've already lost the battle. You're supposed to show up. You're supposed to practice. You're supposed to get results.
Even if you're not where you want to be in life and you're grinding and you're on that hustle, grind and get, but also appreciate it. Appreciate that hustle. Appreciate this thing. Appreciate this fucking beautiful, chaotic, unknown existence you're in. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen. It's open-ended. It's a complete open loop experience. You don't know what the fuck is coming next, and you're just trying to enjoy the ride.
Because I promise you, if you give up, you're gonna sit by yourself in a room and wonder, what if? Don't let that sentence end with, what if I had just stuck with it? What if I hadn't given up so quickly? I want that sentence to say, what if I could do more? What if that blizzard was just the first step? What if that mountain was the first of many mountains for me to climb? That's the story I want you to tell. Go get it.
Everything that hurts you, find a way to overcome it. Everything that you feel is difficult for you, find a way to still do it.
If you can get a mental image of the person you would most like to become, begin now to act as that person would act in everything you do. Gradually, imperceptibly, you will actually become that person. Before you can do something, you must first be something. Before you can do what you would most like to do, you must first become the person who can do it.
What you recognize, you energize. If you ever want to get over the negative of your life, you have to stop giving it your attention. Focus on the things that you're good at. Focus on the things that are your strengths, the things that make you unique. When you give that attention, you give it recognition. And what you recognize, you energize. Once you're focused on your strength, you can move from good to great to legendary. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes dedication, but you must eliminate all the negative stuff that surrounds you. When you eliminate the negatives about you, you can eliminate them out of the mouths of others.
I think the biggest disability that we have as human beings is unbelief. Everything starts with a vision, and the man without vision dies.
1 second can actually become an eternity. That's how much you can flex. You can hesitate for 1 second to get started on something. A workout, a project, a task, something that you know you should do. You can hesitate for 1 second. That 1 second of hesitation, all of a sudden it turns into 5 seconds. And then 10 seconds. And then 10 minutes. And then just like that, you drifted into the eternity zone. 1 second became an eternity because something that was gonna happen is now never gonna happen, ever.
If tomorrow was not a guarantee, how far would you push? If you thought that today was your last opportunity to ever do the thing, how far would you go? How far would you go? How fast would you run? How much would you sacrifice knowing you're never gonna lace it up again?
So you gotta think, man, like sometimes you go through things and you don't know the reason at first. But it's not for right now, it's to help someone later. Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now.
When all is lost, you start thinking, there's no one, and I'm not qualified. And some of you were watching people and thought, these people have abilities that I don't. No, you have access to them. In the same way I have access to the examples that were laid out before me. I have symbols of hope. I have reminders that I come from great stock. I have reminders that my bloodline is powerful. And that even with my imperfections and my limitations, I have the potential for greatness, because if it can happen in them, it can happen in me.
At some point in each of our lives, you're gonna have to realize that fear is probably driving many things in your life, or it has. But at some point in your life, you're gonna have to let it go. You're gonna have to shift. There's an opportunity in each of us to be able to overcome, to push, to see something bigger than ourselves within ourselves. And often we feel maybe we can't do it ourselves. We don't know where to go or how to do it. I've never done that before. And I'm here to tell you that if you allow the shift, if you're willing to look yourself in the mirror and ask the question, if not me, then who? If not when, then where?
So the question you have to ask yourself is, am I going to make a decision to live my life on purpose so that it has meaning, so the greatness that I know is inside of me, that greatness is born into the world? All you have to do is make a decision, but then you have to have the guts to take the action. After you make that decision of turning your dream into your reality and face the adversities that come along with that, you have to make the decision. And in order to be able to get through the hard times, and there will be hard times, you have to have a why that's greater than your fear. Mark Twain said, the two most important days in your life are the day that you're born and the day you find out why.
See, there will come a time in your life when the stress, the overwhelm, the burdens of the world will come crashing down on you, unlike anything you've ever experienced before. In the dark, you won't be able to look around and find the light. But then you'll also discover that you weren't supposed to find the light in the darkness. You were supposed to become the light. That's why you go through what you go through. What you're experiencing is not just for you, it's for all of those other people who are going through the exact same thing.
I
I always sat there and I was like, how do I serve? And so I dedicated myself when I said I had to come off of mute. I had to quit hiding behind my inabilities or my weaknesses or my disability like you have. Whatever your limitations are, whatever makes you think that you can't be that gladiator still, you still have a role. There's still things you can do. You are still a gladiator. You still have the discipline. I know you still have all these things that can happen in your mind, but I promise you what's in you is enough to power all of those that are around you.
Sometimes you're living through the toughest thing ever and you don't know why it's happening to you. But sometimes, guys, it's bigger than what you can even see right now. Sometimes your son gonna be looking you in the eye and say, Dad, how do I get through this? And then what are you gonna tell him when you quit before? What are you gonna tell him when you took shortcuts? That's the point, man. There's so much stuff that's bigger than you right now that you're going through for a bigger purpose than you can even imagine.
Friends, love for ourselves changes everything. Opens up a capacity for hope. Opens up for a capacity for light. And the light will always beat the darkness. The light will always win. And friends, when you realize, when you really lean into and you believe and own and live the fact that there's never going to be another one of you, how often do we consider that? How often do we really give credit to that?
You find something in your life that powers either love or hate. Because as humans, we're motivated by two primary things: the pursuit of pleasure and mitigating pain. Pain works better. So if you have a job that you hate, if you have a situation that you're ashamed of, if you have trauma in your past, use it. That's fuel. And it's the best kind of fuel.
Maybe it's because there's a calling on your life that is bigger than what you see, that there is something inside of you so massive that you can live life abundantly and live it in such a way that you are an echo that reaches heaven of all of their hopes and dreams. And we can all focus on the tragedy, or you can come up with a strategy.
That a ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are for. And I can say the same thing about every single one of you and me. We're safe when we do nothing. So this is the challenge that I give you for the rest of your time here. Do not live an ordinary life. I will tell you that your greatest life is in front of you, and you're not alone.
You're gonna die never even trying to reach your full potential.
Hopelessness is a state of mind. Don't live your entire life hopeless and unfulfilled. Go to your dream. And if you never make it, if you die before you get to your dream, die going to your dream. At least you will finish this world, not just saying, man, if only. There are no if onlys. There is, what are we going to do now?
There comes a time in every man's walk in his development, in his dreams and aspiration, where he has to realize that there are limitations. That is not a negative, that is not a line in the sand that you can't cross, but it's a barrier. And when you come across that barrier, you have two choices. I am either blocked in, or I'm locked in by that, or I step over it with authority, saying that will not be the line that stops me in life. Some call that the Mendoza line. That's the average line. That's someone who doesn't go for greatness. But if you ever dare to be more, you got to be willing to cross that line. You see, the line is there as a measuring stick of what makes a man or a woman great. It's the measuring stick that tells you whether or not you have enough within you to be able to overcome everything that comes up against you.
You can't be who you used to be and who you're going to be at the same time, right? At a certain point, you got to sacrifice something. Every next level of our lives demands a new version of us. You're trying to accomplish new goals, new dreams, and new aspirations, but you're operating from an old place mentally. And so when you say, is your software updated, what I'm referring to is knowledge base, environment, people, things you're trying to accomplish. Is it updated?
You can't be comfortable with yourself if you don't know who yourself is. And you can't know who yourself is if you don't stop looking at how everybody around you is and start looking at what makes you comfortable and what makes you uniquely you.
So the thing that I would tell people, man, that's in transition, that's in pursuit, don't postpone your joy, don't postpone your happiness, and don't postpone your peace. If you're not where you want to be, if you haven't accomplished the things that you seek to accomplish, if you haven't got the things done that you're trying to get done. Because oftentimes we look at it like, man, if I get here, it'd be great, it'd be all good. You end up postponing your joy, your happiness, and your peace, right? Which I feel is a big mistake. Enjoy the moment and all that it entails, the totality of it. Enjoy all that comes with it, because I can guarantee you there's always lessons present. Whether we capture them is another thing, but it's always lessons that's present.
Greatness is a desire. It's a desire to overcome everything that ever tried to stop you. And the only way for you to ever get there, the only way for you to become great, is you to find out what it takes for you to not quit. Is it in you? Is it in you every morning when you get out of bed? Is it in you when there's a quota hanging over your head? But you gotta step over the line with authority.
You need to work on yourself. If you just try to be pampered, and if you're trying to be soft, and if you're trying to be the victim and all stuff, you're not going to go anywhere. We need to get stronger. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering. Don't shy away from any of that, because it just makes you stronger.
There's been a constant war, a war with fear. Those who have the courage to conquer it are made free, and those who are conquered by it are made to suffer until they have the courage to defeat it. This is where we make a choice. Either I fight now or I fight later. When you put off this fight, you allow your fear to grow stronger. You allow it to morph into something that will drag on for years and haunt you down until you have the courage or force to fight it. Why not face it now?
Our minds are morphing from minute to minute if we let them. If you are not paying attention, if you are on cruise control, then your mind is not under your own control. We can't be in cruise control. You can't let your mind be in cruise control. You have to be cognizant of what you're thinking. You have to be cognizant, you have to be aware of how you are being influenced.
Don't never let anybody take your belief in yourself away from you because they hurting inside. Don't you never let nobody do that. Always believe in who you are in the darkest moments, man. In the darkest moments, when you had that pain, when you at the bottom, I know that you're gonna get back up. But you gotta believe that you're gonna get back up.
Make it a resolution of discipline to get better, smarter, healthier, more productive, to eat cleaner, live more, to go and do.
Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing.
The work comes before the belief. And what that actually means is that you're going to have to do some work, and you're going to have to keep doing it, And you're going to have to do it when you're not seeing a result, and then a result will begin to sprout as you do this. You're going to have faith, all right? And when that result starts to sprout, start to have some belief. You say, hey, shit, I can do this. This is actually working. And then you work a little bit more, and a little bit more success sprouts. And that's how this goes, and that's what that saying means.
Control the things you think about. You can actually control how you feel. You can control what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. Do not be a slave to influence. You gotta be the master of your mind. You gotta control your mind. You gotta exercise mind control. That means you gotta pay attention and be aware all day. That's what you gotta do.
The tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy of life lies in having no goal to reach. It isn't a calamity to die with dreams unfulfilled, but it is a calamity not to dream. It is not a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for.
Because the things that you have gone through in life should have broken you. There is no logical reason why you are so well put together, except for the fact that every time you've been isolated, abandoned, and hurt, there is a will inside of you that refuses to give up or give in.
Today is the day that you decide to apply pressure. I said there's three types of people. There's people that run from the pressure, there's people that embrace the pressure, and there's people that apply pressure. All right, we're not running from the pressure no more. What's pressure? We're not running from our challenges. We're not running from the things that we know we're supposed to be getting out of life. We're not doing that no more.
Your dream is God's wish for the universe.
The best of you is yet to come. Some of you think, I'm not the man or woman that I once was. You may think that the best of you is in the past, but I'm here to tell you that the best of you is on the horizon. But you have to work toward it. You'll never have as much life experience now as you did before. You may not move as fast, you might not be as quick, but that has nothing to do with the legacy that you're going to leave behind. You have so much more to offer this world. The best of you is still waiting for you to tap into it, still waiting for you to dig deep. What if all of these things are available to you? You must expand your mind, widen your horizon, see where you can go. It can be done. You can be done. You can do this. I believe in you. You must believe in you though. Everyone can believe in your talents. Everyone can believe that you still have gas left in the tank, but you have to be the one that believes the best of me is yet to come.
Great expression of courage is to persist in the face of adversity, but to persist when things really get rough, to be able to pick yourself up and pick yourself up over and over again. And believe me, if you decide to go for the goal in your life, you're going to get knocked down over and over and over and over again. Every single week, you're going to have heartaches and disappointments and frustrations and setbacks and obstacles. But without those obstacles, no success is possible.
I want to tell you, you are an eagle. And with an eagle philosophy, you have to hang around other eagles. See, it's because other eagles that's going to challenge you. Other eagles that's going to take you to higher heights. Other eagles are going to make you go and live out the potential that's on the inside of you. So when you change your culture, you change your environment, you also support the convictions that you have with the absolute truth that you base all of your philosophy upon. No man can live and be true to his own convictions unless it has a truth that's worth dying for.
Get up. Get up. Come on. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. I know it hurts, but give me one more step. Give me one more rep. Please, just one. Let me see what you're made of, what you are truly made of. Let me see that greatness. Better yet, let the world see that greatness. Feel it come alive. Feel it take over you. Let that champion out, that titan, that unstoppable, unconquerable version of you take the spotlight.
That internal engine that tells you you got to give it more. You got to go harder. You got to give it with something that no one else has. You got to go in there with grit. You don't have what somebody else has. You don't have the background, the pedigree. You don't have some of those things. So you got to hit the switch. You got to go in hungry. You got to stay starving, and you got to remind yourself that there are goals that you have that are not yet accomplished. There are things that you want in life. And as a result of it, that one more rep doesn't need to be requested of you. You're going to give that.
When you place a bet on life and you place a bet on yourself to face something, to believe that it's all going to work out, that you're going to figure it out, magical things happen. Magical things. And I'm telling you, there is energy, there's an aliveness inside of you, a vibrancy that will come when you are willing to push through your fears.
You will always eventually live the life that you choose to design. And that is the great news. No matter what experience, no matter what circumstance that you've had to go through, no matter where you are right now, you are entirely up to you.
Can you imagine a life where your dreams are your compass? Just close your eyes and feel the thrill of chasing what sets your soul on fire. Your dreams are the fuel that propels you forward. They're like a beacon guiding you through life. Don't let doubt or fear hold you back. Today, take that first step, and then another, until your dreams are no longer a distant vision, but a reality.
Going to aim up and maintain your dignity and your integrity, or are you going to take a bad situation and make it into every goddamn nightmare you can possibly imagine? Think, well, of course you have to aim up no matter what happens to you. And you think, well, that's not fair. It's like, well, it's better than the alternative. And what does fair have to do with it? What's your choice? You're going to dig a deeper pit? Or are you going to have some integrity in the face of life's catastrophe? You know, and I think we know the answer to that, because when you meet people who have integrity in the face of catastrophe, you're struck with admiration for them.
You'll die and having done absolutely nothing for someone to remember why you were here. But if you can find your sense of purpose, if you can dig deep, if you can pull out what's been left uncovered, if you can discover what's within that can make it on the outside so that others can see that it's possible, you'll become the leader of men and women. You'll become an echo chamber of positive influence and impact. You'll become a person who will be remembered beyond your lifetime for generations. You've got to become more. You have to evolve. Because when you become more, you can serve more. But until you find that gear, you'll always be in neutral.
You have tried 4 or 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things. Each you worked on 90 days or so, and then said it doesn't work. How can you be a leader with a 90-day test? Of course it didn't work. You didn't stick to it long enough. You didn't fight hard enough. You didn't do what it took to win, and rather than to correct it and get it right, You walked away from it and tried something else, and for the last 10, 15 years of your life, you've been on the run from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, trying to make all this stuff work. Stop it. Stand still. You have to have the courage to live with the pressure and the criticism. New levels bring new devils. You have to be tough. You have to be tough to be able to stand it. It's tough for keeping your kids encouraged while you secretly worried to death yourself. It's tough for getting ready for a birthday and don't have a birthday gift. It's tough of not being able to get the light bill paid and the water bill paid. It's tough. But what do we do with these moments? Do we just have them and go back home and wait for the next one? Almost like junkies getting a fix or smokers smoking a cigarette? Are we just habitually addicted to moments without being able to take that moment and use it strategically to do something in our lives? You do not have to accept it the way it is. Somewhere down inside of you there is creativity. We've got to break out of the barriers and the limitations and get outside of the box. Something is about to happen in your life. You've got to take it one day at a time. And when you get to the end of the day, you say, I'm not finished, but I've done everything that I was supposed to do for that day, for that time, for that season. Your season is shifting. You will be able to do now in a way that you have never been able to do it before. You haven't sung your best song. You haven't preached your best sermon yet. You haven't thought your greatest thought. You haven't written down your greatest idea. You haven't dreamed your best dream. Maybe you haven't laughed your best laugh. You haven't had your greatest day yet. It's somewhere inside of you. You're a miracle looking for a place to happen. You have got all kinds of things locked up inside of you that are about to come forth for such a time as this. The time is right. The stage is set. The conditions are in order. And something awesome is about to happen in your life. Don't let anybody tell you you're too young. Don't let anybody tell you you're too old. Don't let anybody tell you you're fitted. Every day you wake up in the morning, it's a sign the best is yet to come. This is my moment, and I am determined to live it. The mind is the battleground. The fight is in your mind. Are you ready for the next level? What are you going to do with the time you have left?